Hello there, and welcome if you haven't been here before, and welcome back if you have been here before. Haven't been uploading that much lately for two reasons. One is some health issues, the second is the reason this video is being made. I have been binging Merlin, the BBC Merlin show, and I've watched till the end of season 4, so I just have season 5 left, and I've had season 5 left for a while now. I think I've rewatched the first 2 seasons, or maybe first 2.5 seasons again, because I don't want to finish the show, because as I continued to watch the show, I realized that they were gonna have it end like the Arthurian legends, which I'm not that excited to see, because I really like the show, and it makes me happy. In any case, very good show, very good show. I think I saw the first episode a couple years ago, and I found it again, and I've been watching it on Tubi, Tubi. It's a streaming platform with a bunch of free shows. There's ads every so often, but not that long, don't happen that often, so not a big deal. It's really great. It's free. There's a lot of other shows on there too. You should probably go check it out. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. But in any case, Merlin. I don't know where to begin. It's just a really, like, the first episode was so good, and it did such a good job of, like, building up, like, the world you're in, and, like, introducing you to the characters, and you learn a lot about Merlin and where he's coming from, and you start to learn where everybody else is coming from just a little bit, but mainly Merlin. And like, yeah, some of the effects, like nowadays, the effects are a little outdated and whatever, but I think they still work for the most part. There are a couple where you're kind of, yeah, where it's a little funny, but it's just a really good show, really fun show. Makes me laugh quite a bit, and Kilgore, is that the dragon? Very well done, dragon. For the technology they had, that very good dragon. I love the show, and I love what they've done with it and everything, but I can't help but feel that and think that they kind of missed a golden opportunity of changing of, or not change, or let's see how to put, making their own version of these legends and stories, which they kind of are doing, but they're keeping, like, some of the main points. They're trying to hit some of the main points and stuff, which they do, but I think they could have totally disregarded some of them, because the first season, so well done and so good that they totally could have just gone off in their own way, in their own direction, own way. They still could have had it, like, eventually end the same way the Arthurian legends do, though, like, almost all of the Arthurian legends end with, like, oh, the big battle, Mordred and Arthur, like, kill each other, and Arthur will rise again, and all that stuff. But I remember reading one version where it's not just Arthur that will rise again. It's all the knights who are currently members of the Round Table. So you could do that as well. In any case, I think it was like the fourth episode. Is it the fourth episode when Lancelot shows up? Like, I saw it was titled, like, Lancelot, and I was like, oh no, like, what's gonna happen? Like, because in most of the Arthurian myths and legends, Lancelot, like, he's a great knight, but he's not a great person. And in this one, he's a great knight and he's a great person. And I think it was that episode that for me, it was like, man, you could, like, this is new and amazing, and you could totally, like, go your own route with this. Like, you could totally do your own story with all of this. And I was kind of hoping they do that, but then, like, as I got into season 2, I realized they weren't going to, and yada yada, and it made me sad. But I also really like what they've done. Though, with Lancelot, something I hate, and spoilers to anybody who hasn't seen it, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's been out for years, and I wish I could have watched it back then. Though, the thing is, I found out that the Merlin fandom is very much alive, very much present and accounted for. They are waiting for the once and future king to rise again. And I agree with a lot of them that I think now's a good time to bring the show back. And you could totally set something up. I think they could totally do it. But in any case, spoiler talk kind of thing. This whole thing's gonna be spoilers. What am I talking about? I hated that Lancelot comes back into the picture at the end of season 3 for one episode, or half of one episode, or something like that, and then he's dead by the end of the second episode in season 4. I thought that was stupid. I thought that was so dumb, because he's one of the best characters, and he's not in it enough. Gawain's awesome. Gawain's great. Quick suggestion: if you love Merlin and Tales of Arthur and all that, 2 series I'd recommend. The Lost Years of Merlin by T.A. Barron, I think it is, and the Squire's Tale series by, is that Gerald Morris? I'm gonna Google that right now, because I want to make sure I'm not telling people wrong. Yeah, Gerald Morris for Squire's Tale and Lost Years of Merlin. Oops, sorry. Yeah, T.A. Barron. Really good. Go check them out. They're really good. Really, 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 really good. Where was it? Oh, but just, they totally could have done their own, like, thing, and, I've actually, like, I know how season 5 ends, even though I haven't watched it, but I went and read a bunch of fans of the show wrote this, like, season 6 of it, and that was so good, for the majority. I didn't like some of the things, and they did, but for the most part, I think they captured like a lot of things and did them really well. Arthur's pretty clueless though when it comes to, unless someone's like directly attacking him with magic, they could like do it right in front of him and he wouldn't notice. But if they're like attacking him or attacking somebody, then he'll notice. Weirdest thing ever. There are like, and I was so hoping that like by like I was hoping by the end of season 3 that Arthur would learn that Merlin has magic. I thought that would have been great. As I was watching the show, I thought that, though, as I rewatched the first 2.5 seasons, I realized, like, if you leave, like, you could leave, like, the first season, like, virtually untouched, maybe change 1 or 2 things here or there. But then in the second season, you have when you could change things up, like the second episode when Arthur like stays at Gwen's house so he can like enter the tournament anonymously to see if he can like actually beat everybody, and he doesn't want everybody to treat him like he's special and all that, and that's where they kind of like build the romantic relationship between Gwen and Arthur. And you could totally like disregard the romantic side of it. Oh, that's one thing you could change in season 1. In season 1, you could have it where when Lancelot takes off at the end of his episode, you could have a little interchange between Gwen and Lancelot, where it's like, he's like, I don't know if I'll come back, and she's like, I know you'll come back, and he's like, how do you know that? And she's like, because I'll be waiting for you, and he's like, yeah, like smiles or whatever, and takes off. I don't know. But in season 2, you have like the main focus of that episode is Arthur realizing he needs to, you focus on that thing of Arthur doesn't want people to treat him like he's special, and really learning that and really accepting that and really understanding what that means, and treating people the way just treating people kindly and all that. And then, is it the third episode? Where's it the next? I don't know. The next episode after that, or the one after that, is when Morgana's like magic starts to appear and everything. And I feel like that's such, like, if they weren't trying to keep in with Arthurian legends, like a lot of it, they totally could have had, like, at the end of the episode, after Morgana's been brought back to the castle and everything, in Merlin and Morgana's conversation at the end there, they totally could have had Merlin, like, you have Morgana ask him a question about some of the things he's, like, been saying, of, like, you understand, and da-da-da, like, you keep saying these things, and, like, what do you mean by them, and he reveals, like, he has magic and all that, and, which builds their relationship, and then something I thought would have been way more interesting to see is, because, like, in the first season and most of the second, you have this thing of, like, Morgana's really loyal to Arthur. She has absolute utter contempt for Uther. So you could totally have Morgana's working with people and trying to, like, get rid of Uther, but these other people want to get rid of Uther and put, like, somebody else up and, like, get rid of Arthur too, but she's like, nobody's getting rid of Arthur. Arthur's gonna be the next king, but Uther needs to go. Like, that's her mindset, which I think would have been really interesting, because she's like, she is on, like, Arthur's side and everything, but she's also not, and I think that would have been really interesting to see. And then you could have like Morgana and Merlin's relationship build throughout the series, and then when Gwen and Morgana get kidnapped, and Morgana gets away, and what you could have Merlin and Arthur go because Gwen's their friend, and Morgana asks them, like, they go because Arthur doesn't go because of any romantic inclinations, and you could actually have at the end of the episode, instead of Lancelot taking off, he comes back to Camelot, and even if he can't, here's the thing, like, you could have him like, oh, he's still not a knight, but like, he's helping out with other things, he's a guard or something, like, I don't know, you'd find something. Though, I think he could totally be knighted before they even go back. You could have Arthur knight him, because you see at the end of season 3, he knights all of them, even though he's not king or whatever, he makes them knights of Camelot. So you could totally have him knight Lancelot, and like, he knights him, but he doesn't say, okay, he's like, you're now Sir Lancelot. And when they go back, he like presents him to Uther, and he's like, this is Sir Lancelot. And Uther's like, sir? And he's like, yeah, he's a knight. And Arthur's like, and I want you to accept him into the ranks of the Knights of Camelot. And Uther goes, okay, because he's already a knight. So there's no like noble bloodline stuff that you have to get over. And then the story can like continue to like build and branch on from there. And the episode with Morgause, I can't say her name. Like, I can say it in my head, I can't say it out loud. Where Arthur learns the truth about his birth and everything. What could have been really interesting is, instead of Merlin being like, it was an illusion, she lied to you and all that, at the end, you could have, like, Morgana's been working this whole time to, like, dethrone Uther, but now, like, no, Arthur doesn't kill his father, but he says, like, I don't trust you anymore, and, like, you could have him be like, you, like, I'm not going to kill you, but you're not going to be, like, king much longer. And then you have, like, Uther banishes Arthur or whatever, and Arthur leaves and Merlin goes with him, and maybe Lancelot too, and Gwen. Not sure. And you have them kind of, like, have these little adventures and, like, finding the knights, the other knights and everything, and then like, oh, Camelot's like under siege, under attack and everything, and Arthur rushes back to save, even though he's been banished, even though he doesn't trust his father, and he's mad at him for everything he does. He's not going to let Camelot fall into ruins, and you could go on from there and everything, which I think, well, if you have, like, Arthur get banished, then Merlin goes with him, and then you have Lancelot go too, and, like, Sir Leon, and then, or maybe not Sir Leon, I don't know, but then you also have, like, Morgana go as well. You could have Uther be like, wait, what, like, you can't do this, and da-da-da, but they leave anyways, and now he has no heir, and so he kind of, like, feels like he's losing control, and then he really starts losing control of things, and then, like, rival kingdoms start, like, invading and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. There's just so many what ifs in this show, which I think is one of the reasons I love it. Is there's so many what if this and what if this and what if that, that are really cool to imagine and think about. But I do think it is time for the once and future king to rise again. It's been long enough. Says a person who's watched all the seasons in the course of like a month and a half, compared to people that have been waiting like years for it. I've been waiting like 2 weeks, and I'm like, come on, like, bring it back. In any case, hope you have a wonderful day, and that you can make someone smile, or that I made you smile, or just smile. Makes the world brighter. And go find a story. And if you can't find one, go make a story. Go write a story. Go write your story.